Hello, today I'm going to be testing Kaspersky Internet Security versus Norton Antivirus and COMODO Firewall versus Nod32 and versus Bell Business Internet Security. I have pre-updated and pre-installed. I did do the default setups on all of them except for Kaspersky. I'm getting a lot of feedback from Kaspersky fans that state that there's settings that should always be changed and that most users will always change these settings. I disagree, but I want to put it up against a full test, and I'm gonna change the settings on Kaspersky so that it you know does the best it possibly can. Things that I did change was I changed the file antivirus to a setting of high. I'm not too sure why it's set down a little bit. Maybe I did that in the settings. So I will actually take a look at that. The date right now is Wednesday, April 14th at 12:43. Right now it's just my I'm waiting on my hard drives, believe it or not. They're kind of going a little bit slowly. But I am going to go into the settings and show that I did set up a deep scan. These are the settings for it, all files and everything in there. I've also gone into threats and I have put a check mark in other so that that does go in there for that. I've set everything that I could to high in everything that I did. I also ran a Security Plus tune-up browser settings and fixed all those. I also did there's a scan in here that you can do, vulnerability scan, which I also did, and did do that. I didn't change any of the settings on any of the other ones because they didn't really tell me any of these things, but they are basically a default setup for this. I mean, they're all basically the same settings. So everything's enabled on this one, everything's ready to go. So it is the default setup. This is the paid version of Nod32, while the other one's paid as well. It's the better version, the more secure version of Nod32. This is the Bell Business Internet Security. It's completely up to date with all the definitions and default settings. So I will be putting this one to the test as well. And the Norton antivirus with COMODO firewall is also completely up to date and ready to go. The only thing is a lot of people say that you shouldn't combine an antivirus with another antivirus. Well, I didn't do that. This is COMODO Firewall with Defense Plus on aggressive mode, and Norton Antivirus default setup as well. So I am doing default setups on everything except, of course, Kaspersky, because I guess people want it to win, but I don't mind testing it that way. Who knows? Maybe these two will beat it. It's got a sandbox with COMODO, and Norton Antivirus is very strong for definitions. Kaspersky generally always does really well in these tests, so I do expect it to probably win with these settings, but we will see. Maybe Norton will give it a run for the money. Maybe not. But one more thing I'm going to be testing is their footprint. I'm going to see how much they're slowing down the system versus how much they're helping. And what I'm going to do is these two right here are Norton. So a total of 17 with Norton and 16. So let's say 17. So 17 plus 18, 19. So that's something like 34 megabytes with the Norton antivirus COMODO. So 34 versus this is the Kaspersky, which are these two here. And where is it? That one there. Those are the ones that I can see that are definitely part of it. So those two and this one here is actually, it bounces around a little bit, but generally it's fairly comparative to the Norton antivirus default setup. You will find that they will bounce around, but in this particular setup, I do believe that I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, it does bounce around. 9 plus 16, so that's 25. So, and this one here is around 15 plus 3, so it's 18. So generally they're about the same. I find personally that Komodo or Kaspersky does slow it down a little bit more than Norton Antivirus does and Komodo Firewall, but that could just be Kaspersky's servers as well. I'm not 100% sure. Generally, Kaspersky's fairly good on memory. It is very strong. This is the NOD32 as these two files here. That's it for NOD32. It's generally running 65 megabytes. It is a little bit hefty on memory, but it's nothing in comparison to this. This one here is the worst antivirus I've ever seen as far as eating up system resources. I mean, it's just horrendous. Almost 200 megs there, 61 megs, 28 megs. I mean, 14, 11. I mean, we've got to be touching very close to the um, 300 megabyte area. So there's a couple of things I'm not really impressed with this. It's definitely going to slow down your system, and it's not just going to slow down your system. It's going to really slow down your system. I don't think this is a great product unless it really works. So we're going to be putting it to the test and seeing how it does. So let's open up our domain list. They all have the same setup. I used one. I updated it all the way except for one update, which seems to be available on them all right now. So I just want to show that they're equal. Okay, there's a couple updates, and I just want to show you like another one here. Say Kaspersky. They're all basically the same. Okay, they just might not have necessarily all the updates to today, but these are just new ones that have popped out right now. But you can see they're all exactly the same. They all have exactly the same setup. They're all picking up exactly the same updates. They're the exact same setup. No ifs, ands, or buts. Exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy the first one and paste it into here. Now what I have seen is I have seen the copy and paste kind of fail on these tests. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on what these do whenever I transfer from one to another. So this is file.exe running in Norton, and Norton is checking the file. It blocked it. So let's go over to Kaspersky, same thing, file.exe. Nope. So I will open up a malware domain list on this one here. I will try copying it one more time, seeing what happens. Copy. Yeah, that one worked this time. So I'm keeping a close eye on that to see. Kaspersky stopped it right away. See what this one is. File.exe. Good. So we'll put this one to the test with NOD32, and NOD32 stopped it. And Bell Business Internet Security. Put it to the test. And you see how much slower it is. I'm sure it's fairly obvious that it's slowing it down. Just waiting. Alright, so there we go. It's detected and quarantined. So the next virus. Let's go to actually, you know what? Those ones might not do too bad. Let's try this one. Okay, so that's not going to work. Try a different one. See what this one does. Nothing. Alright, let's get away from those. So they're not doing us very good right now. Let's just try this one out. Copy that. Paste it in here. See if it's a dead link or not. Nope. So bot.exe. Run that. Norton needs attention. COMODO is sandboxing it in the meantime. Okay, so So I'm just gonna the sandbox is actually seeing it. We recommend not using this file. So even if I'm stupid, I'm gonna still click remove. So it's